got it. Don't worry about it. Thanks. Alrighty, let's kick it off. Welcome to the monthly mastermind. I can't wait till we switch back to Zoom. Always, I'm just vocalizing my love for Google Meet. Every time someone tries to join, it goes bling bling, and it's like, all right, Zoom it is. Back to Zoom, guys. Anyways,
I was setting for that. We just figured it out too late. We could have changed.
well, can we turn it off? Cause it's just
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for peace when I'm trying to talk.
for sure. Yeah, let me see what I can do right now.
All right, thank you. All right, welcome everyone. Let's kick it off for our monthly mastermind. This is it's prep season time. We are warriors. We got to get planning on how we're going to win this battle. Our goal is to help you optimize, invest, and lead through the winter to double up in 2026. I know there's a little typo there. So, what's your battle plan for Q4? I know a lot of us probably, if we've been through a season, it's a little bit of worry. I'm always a little bit worried, but I try to take the experience that I have gained in the last couple years, the last 6, 7 years at this point, and put it into practice and have my team also lead with confidence. So we make the most out of the time that we complain we don't have. In the summer, everyone's like, I'm on a shoot. I don't have time to attend these workshops. All right. Well, everything that you missed that you probably should have attended because you're like, I need that. I need to improve my website. I need to improve my social media. I need to do some marketing. I need to improve my workflow or my systems. This is your season. This is your season to get ready. So I want to open it up to the room before we dive too deep. How are we feeling? What's on our minds? Like, if you don't mind sharing, like, I'll maybe ask some tougher questions in a little bit. But overall, how are you feeling about November, December, January, what we call the winter months? Would love some volunteers. Just if you're feeling scared, let me know you're feeling scared. If you're feeling excited and proud of like what you're gonna accomplish, let me know that as well.
I'd say a bit anxious for it.
Anxious, a little anxious. What about you,
Just
Nima, Carrick, Tyler? How are we feeling? How are we feeling, Joe?
Yeah,
A little
confident. I
nervous.
see it a lot. This is my ninth season, so I plan for it. I save up enough, so no worries about salary payment or anything like that. So
That's
we
awesome.
good. I'm just planning for 2026 for now.
That's great. Now let's open it up to the room. What about you, Tyler? This is like one of your
I'm in
first ones,
a
right?
somewhat similar boat to Nima. I don't have as many salary concerns, but definitely saved over the year, which has definitely relieved a lot of stress. But gearing up for bringing on some new folks, actually in the slower season to continue marketing and continue kind of taking weight off of my shoulders and having other people take on other things and own those stuff. You know, VA is going to be going through the class with Adrian and Jenna, and then hopefully have a photographer on here in the next month or two, and then yeah, just gear up for 2026.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like we're going in with some momentum too, because I know you've been scaling up through the last this last year. So excited for you to experience your first official, prep season with a team. Right, a team is it's a different it's a different pace, right? You're not just worrying about if you're going to pay the bills. You're probably worried about, hey, making sure my team, is on top of it, that I'm paying them for something and not sitting
Yep.
around. Because I think that was a big, you know, rude awakening for me where when my team didn't know what to do when it was slow, because I wasn't a good leader and I was just like, hey, figure it out. Do some sales. Or, send some emails. Help out with some marketing. And
Yeah.
I didn't really have a game plan going in. Joe, I know you're also scaling up. How were you feeling, Joe? Your mic might not be working. John Reed, I know you got a bigger team. Uh, what do we have in terms of thoughts?
I am somewhat anxious because I've got a bigger team. I've got much higher expenses than previous years.
Yeah.
But I'm also feeling pretty confident because we've kind of figured out our marketing, and that is allowing us to control the volume a little bit more and to mitigate its huge ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to be okay. Yeah.
Good. Well, I know in Canada it gets real cold, and even in California, like November, December, people love Thanksgiving. In January or Christmas, they're trying to spend time with family, and there's a lot less volume of real estate transactions. And I'm not trying to let you guys think that this will be easy. It's not. But the best things in life are hard, in my opinion. So let's get moving and grooving. So I just want to give you a chart to inspire you. I don't know if you guys know this chart, but this was the price of a company for over the course of a couple years. It went from $4 all the way down to 23 cents. That's like if you went from $400,000 down to $25,000 or $23,000, right? That would probably scare the shit out of you. You're like, whoa, I'm 1/20th where I was. This was during the dot-com boom. And they made a recovery, right? Because it's not about the stock price. It's not about the number in the bank account. It's what your company is all about, right? What your product is, what your customer base is, because everything will correct over time as long as you don't quit or completely implode and fail. And so hopefully this gives you faith. Anyone want to guess which chart this is back in 2000s? The dot-com boom.
Amazon, maybe?
Man, my boy Daryl will be looking at charts too much. It's Amazon. It's Amazon, guys. So this was Amazon, and that what I showed you, where it went from like $4 to almost nothing, was like here between this period. You can't really tell. It looks much more violent back then when you zoom in. But when you zoom out, this is a beautiful chart, right? when you zoom out, you're like, man, that was a pretty crazy number, like, last 2 decades. And that's going to be you in your business at some point and in life. Like, all this too shall pass. That's one of my favorite quotes that, Charlie Kirk loved. I don't want to get political. I know that might rile up some people in the other way. But Charlie Kirk, one of his favorite quotes is "This too shall pass," and it's actually one quote that I love now as well, because anything that I'm like frustrated about, caught up about, hey, in a month from now, is this going to be a big deal? In 2 years from now, am I going to be freaking out still, or am I just going to figure it out as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and hopefully have a chart like Amazon? And so, these are questions I want everyone to be thinking about, because the slowdown can be 70%, right? If you're doing 100K, I've seen some companies slow down to like 30K. That's scary. That's something I budget for now. It's something that Nima budgets for, something that Aero Canvas has a war chest. Like, we literally call it the rainy day fund, and we just put money into it. Like 10% of or 20% of our profits just go straight into that, because we are a seasonal business and we budget for it. So if you haven't budgeted for it, this is your potentially rude awakening. Maybe look into a line of credit right away. Maybe look into setting expectations with your team right away to let them know that, hey, we might be not expecting as many shoots in November. Consider that we might be reducing your hours because we're not certain that we can get you full hours. That's something that we did, and we actually haven't looked back for a couple years on the variable compensation on an hourly employee, where they get overtime during the summer. So do consider that as well. And then, what non-essential expense can you cut to protect your cash flow? You can cut Acre Partner. Some people have during these months. Have a conversation with us. If you are in a very tough financial situation, obviously don't take advantage of this, because this is our slow season as well in many ways. Actually, it's actually our busy sometimes our busy season is October, November. Funny enough, because people that get it are like, okay, I need to invest in training. I need to invest in education. What do you got? Right. So, but what's non-essential? Like, do you have, like, can you reduce your Matterports, billing? Can you reduce your, maybe some people are like, hey, I'm going to transition to auto HDR when it's slow. Is that going to be helpful for you in terms of cutting your photo expense? Shameless plug for auto HDR. Manage your team expectations. I think our biggest overhead, at least mine, I don't know if you have a crazy overhead like an office, I don't anymore, is our team. And so managing team expectations is super important. Letting them know that, there might be reduced hours. Let them know now, right? If you don't know, let them know now, right? Just give them a heads up. Hey, hours might be cut in like, I know you're getting 20 right now. I know you're getting 40 right now. Hey, it might be 10 to 20 next in November. That's just what I'm expecting, right? Let them know now so they can look around to work at Amazon or to work at DoorDash, or maybe, they saved up enough and they're just going to be like, all right, cool. Now that I know, I'm just going to plan the trip. And that's what some of our members do. So communicate with their team today. It's October, right? October 1st is tomorrow. Don't like let them know last minute, because it's not fair. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to you. It's going to lead them to potentially look elsewhere. But if you let them know enough in advance, yeah, they can pick up a seasonal job and then come back to you. Even be like, hey, we've put people on furlough. We've reduced hours, and because they love their work and we're good employers, I'm happy to say the last 2 years at Aerial Canvas, when we've done this, less than 5, at most 10, less than 5% of our creative specialist team have transitioned out, even when there was very reduced hours. We're talking about some weeks there's 2 shoots for you. It's like 8 hours at best. And so, but our team was okay with it because we've set this expectation throughout the whole year. So now is your time. If you haven't yet, you got to do that. Variable overhead for non-contributing members. What do I mean by that? If someone isn't actually doing something, but they're just sitting around, you need to also put pressure on them, right? And that's what we're going to outline later today in this call. How do you set the right key objectives, results that you need to drive forward, and how do you get them to row in the same direction? And then also put the pressure, approval for extra projects. What I mean by this is Aerial Canvas, as well as my other companies, we have a war chest. We have some money. But we're not just throwing it around being like, here's 10 hours, do whatever. I used to do that. I used to do that with a salary. Put the pressure on them. Have extra projects. What do you want done? You want a commercial done? Cool. We've set aside a budget for our own commercial to be done during this time of year, or for a couple of ads to be done. We can budget for this for you. But you need to come to us to get approved for this project. No different than if you were to try to get a project from a client, right? You got to go to them and be like, here's my proposal to get you to pay me another $1,000 a month, right? And it works both ways. You can present them this and you can say, hey, this is the scope of the project. This is exactly what we're looking for. Or you can, see what they're made of and maybe say, hey, I have this budget for this thing to be done. Maybe it's a systems change. Hey, we're looking to move to Go High Level or HubSpot. I'm budgeting 20 hours for you to do this, right? And just be very clear. Otherwise, that can run away, and all of a sudden, you'll be like the Big Dig in Massachusetts. Don knows what I'm talking about. There was like $1 billion budget. It's like $10 billion at this point. Something crazy like that. It's like 10x government waste. So my question to you is like this. I can get tactical. We get tactical, but today is not about really getting super tactical. But how can we change our perception with the slow season so we enter it with a mindset that builds for the future? What can we invest in now in the next 3 months that will pay off 3x by the summer of 2026? Because thankfully, and also I've learned the hard way, we'll zoom back to like 2019. Aerial Canvas was just starting to build up. Everything was going well. We hit our first 200K month. we were like hiring like crazy. We're growing crazy. Like last year we were doing 40K a month. Now we're doing 200K a month. This is crazy. We got to keep hiring, keep training. And we were building crazy momentum. And we hired a team that was like a close to 180K of overhead, because we're like, okay, we need this team to be able to take on 300K of revenue soon enough. But we did this without really accounting for November, December, January, where even though we were growing and growing fast, right? What's a 70% drawdown on 200K? That's a $140,000 drawdown, right? That's going from 200K to like 60K. Luckily that didn't happen to us because we were growing and we had the levers to pull. Like I know a few of, exciting for you, John, you have a lever to pull, like marketing or sales, to get more business. But none of us can outrun the market. I can promise you that. If the market's pulling back 70% and you double your business, you're still at 60%, right? And so we're not going to outrun the market. There's things we can do to offset the market, with retainers. We can talk about that soon, as well as potentially lines of credit. But back then, doing 200K a month, our overhead was 180. All of a sudden, even with us building momentum, we did 120K in November, 120K in December, and like 130K in January. The difference between 180, my overhead, and 120 is 60. I was burning $60,000 in cash 3 months in a row. You do the math on that. Like just 3 times 60. That's like almost 200 grand. I borrowed that from my sister and my dad. Not everyone has a sister and dad that has that type of money to just be like, all right, good luck. You better pay me back. Luckily, and don't plan your business based off luck, right? We got to look at these numbers. We'll help you look at your numbers. Show us your P&Ls. Let us know what's in your war chest. Let us forecast some things together. Let us plan together. Let's figure this out. But luckily, Aerial Canvas, we got lucky. Hey, we borrowed the money. The next year was crazy. We hit 300K, we hit 400K months, and we were able to pay that back within 6 months. That 200K debt. We were an anomaly. And so, but more importantly for you, right? What can you afford to invest in? Because it's actually okay to burn. Some people don't, like Amazon burned those years, right? They weren't making money on when they were at 25 cents. They were just like, all right, last investor. Can I get another 5 million? We gotta get through this time of year, right? It's okay to burn as an entrepreneur, as long as what you're burning has a result on the other end. And this is the actual best time to invest, to burn something. Because on the back end of my burn, my investment in a team, yes, they were inefficient when things were slow, but they were highly efficient and engaged and effective, and they could help me handle $400,000 of revenue when it was busy. And so, was that a bad investment? I could have been more efficient, but it was probably one of the best investments we made, because if we didn't, someone else would have taken that market share when there was effectively that opportunity to grow into. And so let's do a mindset reset. It's not slow season. Don't talk about it like slow season. You refer to it with your team as prep season. We're here to prepare. We're here to train. We're here to earn, and make 2026 the best. We're going to have explosive growth next year. There's an opportunity for you to show me what you're all about. When you say, hey, you didn't get I've seen a lot of managers, they're like, mine own included, at Aerial Canvas to this day, at Acre, Seattle, Mariella, Fernando, where they're like, hey, it's busy. These things are going on. This camera got stolen, this drone crash, this person's sick. We need to replace this person. We need to rehire this. There's always a reason why the bigger initiatives weren't done, whether it's like a website. I made that excuse. I was like, I never got the website done because there was always something going on. But now is like a time for you to challenge your team with this abundance mindset of like, hey, there's opportunity right now in this off season. And then lead with that confidence. The confidence is only going to be gained with clarity, right? And the clarity can only be gained if you understand the strategy and the tactics and the workflow or the playbook behind whatever you're training on. And so we'll help you unpack that we're about to launch the revenue accelerator. It's going to be recorded for our mastermind. It's going to teach you everything you need to know, like the core stuff around sales processes. And then we have a level, like a greater version of that, which I know, Tyler, you signed up for, the PM accelerator, which is like really like we're going in. It's like a boot camp every single week. It's not a 3-day thing. It's like a boot camp every single week, structured. And so let me ask you guys, you know, it's been busy. All of us are like, oh, we've got on it's like, you know, I had 10 shoots today. I had 5 shoots today. I had no time to even look at my P&Ls. Haven't even talked to my accountant in 2 months. That's fine. So now's your chance. You know, we're about to go into slow time. You should know how much you have in your bank account. You should know, you know, what you can be budgeting for. And hopefully it gets you fired up. When I see my bank account low, I hustle harder. I know in the past when I saw my bank account low, I was depressed and I didn't want to do anything. I've lived both sides of this story. So if you need the inspiration, if you need the motivation, you need the accountability, let us know. Let your coach know, hey, shit, I just looked at my bank account. It's like sitting at 20K and I have some overhead of 10K, you know? Okay, let's calculate your burn. Okay, what happens if we offset your burn with some retainers? What happens if we offset your burn with a line of credit? What if we offset your burn with a reduction in overhead? Throttling the hours that you give to your team. We can help you do that. If you're going to cut everything, including us, which you know, I'm throwing that out there. One, I forgot to finish my statement. We do have an exception where we can give you potentially a complimentary month if you can show us that you really need it, or we can, you know, pause you for a little bit and still grandfather you into your existing rates. But more importantly, you know, if you're gonna cut, let us help you cut whatever you need to cut first, right? If you need to have those hard conversations with your team members, let us help you tee up those conversations in an effective way where you're not having them say, F you, I'm not coming back, I'm gonna go work somewhere else. You're not looking to invest in me, right? You have to say it in a way where there's strength of like, hey, we're gonna have to ration a little bit, but hey, I love you, and you know, we want the best here, and I want to make sure that you're fed, and I want to make sure we set ourselves up for success this next year, so I can pay you even more. I can give you even more opportunities, right? We're all in this together. It's kind of like you're on a boat with them, right? You know, there's only so much food. You know, you got to go to this uncharted land. It's like Oregon Trail. You got to let them know that they're in this wagon with you, and it's not like you can just guarantee them stuff. Don't give them fake confidence. You know, the fake confidence it works sometimes, but don't tell them everything's gonna be okay and lie to them, right? Because it's not gonna be okay. It's gonna be great only if they're willing to take on the challenge, right? Oregon Trail, there's some people like, shit, fucking hate snakes. I hate bison. I don't want to be, you know, rocking around. And other people are like, yes, you know, for the adventure along the seas, right? Same with the sailors, right? There's this amazing quote. I always forget it, but like, don't teach them how to like, you know, do X, Y, and Z and to sail and, you know, like hunt. Teach them to long for the seas. And that's I think the most important thing when it comes to your team. Build the vision, build the mission, build with them, and let them know that when you give them something, it's like price anchoring with clients, right? Hey, you know, normally we don't do this. Hey, you know, a lot of other companies, they cut their team's hours dramatically. Our goal is to get you at least 25 hours. Now that doesn't sound like you're hurting them. It sounds like you're helping them, right? Even though they might have hours cut. Now it's just like, hey, I anchored low. Like some people have like let go of their team or don't even give out any hours. We're looking to get you at least 25 hours, but set the expectation now based off what you can afford to do. So my question is, when's the last time you audited your company? Put it in the chat. I need some accountability here. When's the last time you looked at your P&Ls and looked at your bank account and how much money you have as of today or last week? How many weeks ago? How many days ago? How many months ago? is your accountability time. If you're embarrassed, put in 5 months. It's fine. We're gonna have Adrian and Don track this and say, hey, we gotta get it. John Reed, bro, let us sign up for Anna East, dude. She's super affordable. She knows exactly what she's doing. I don't know if you still work with your brother-in-law, but if he didn't get your P&Ls, you shouldn't be paying him anymore.
I don't work with my brother-in-law anymore, and that's some family issues.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I do. I have a bookkeeper that I've hired, and she's been taking some time to go through everything using the Acre partner template and put it all together. So
Okay.
I am going to have P&Ls very soon. It's just taking a while to get there, but there is progress, I'm happy to say.
Okay, great. Awesome. You're the one I was worried about the most. So there's the financial audit, right? Which is like, look at your bank account, look at your cash flow, look at your balance sheet, look at your profit and loss. That when we have that resource, like cash flow projections that we did in early in I think February or something. We'll link it if you guys need it to help you dial in on looking at numbers at your company. But we also have the agency checklist. I think this is an underutilized resource. We're going to link this as well. Adrian, if you can help make sure Hazel links this. It's just like all the things we can help you on, and all the things we can talk through with you, or we can host workshops around. If you're like, hey, I don't like this, sounds interesting, but like I don't think I have this, or I think I need to improve this. Yeah, like around mindset, around growth, like growing revenue, team building, systems, the creative side of things, improving your product, improving your offer. We have a workshop on everything at this point. It's been like 3 years of workshops. And I know it's tough to sometimes find, even searching Slack is like, sometimes like I don't get what I want, but it exists. And our goal and our job, what you invest in us to do, is to get you a resource on everything. And if we don't have it, we're going to build it as well. So if you feel like we're missing something, let us know. We do have a budget set aside to even hire outside consultants to help us build stuff. But right now, that effort is around this AI project, which, is going to see the light of day soon enough. Hold me to it. Where it's going to be an all-knowing AI that knows where every resource is. And then that's a $15K investment on our end, and that's just for the initial build out. We've already invested 10, so really holding Julian and his team accountable there in the next months or two. And then also, investing in Go High Level, trying to build that out as a better product and tool for our partners. So if you see stuff like on YouTube, you're like, I want that for our company. Like, we will invest in that tool. We will bring in outside consultants, and we will, even if there's a investment associated with us paying it, we'll fractionalize it at the very least. We'll take whatever revenue we're making, we'll put it towards that, and you're just paying a tiny percentage if we do end up doing a partnership on a big initiative together. For like, let's just say we're building out an AI automation inside Go High Level that costs us like $20K to build out, or $10K to build out. So go through the agency checklist if you haven't, and you don't know what to work on. It's not there to be homework. It's just there to get you some inspiration on like, oh, I should probably look into this, or hey, this is an opportunity, it seems like, for me to focus on in the next month that I feel like could have long-term ROI on my company, in my business. And so, we coach on these four or five themes. There's more now, there's the mindset stuff we can always coach on. And mindset is tremendous. I recently attended a spiritual retreat. It was a digital detox, and there was a mindset coach, or a couple mindset coaches in there. And dude, I feel like 70% more effective and efficient and at peace right now, where in the past, like a week ago, I was stressed out, where I was like, I had analysis paralysis. I had like just being overwhelmed, and I said, fuck this, I'm just gonna doom scroll and get my dopamine there. It happens to the best of us. And so mindset is something that we're actually trying to invest more heavily into. And so we are inviting an amazing mindset coach into both Cancun. I got confirmation from him today. he was the best speaker at this event, and I'm gonna bring him to us. He's helped so many people overcome like trauma and breakthroughs. We're not gonna do any like really deep breakthrough sessions there. We are gonna potentially host a retreat or a separate thing for that. Potentially offer potential one-on-ones or group workshops with him that go more into deep, I guess, deep work, shadow work. There's a lot of skeletons in our closet that restrict us from doing the things we want to get done. Holding us back around like, you know, being scared, you know, being scared to take chances. I'm scared to take some chances right now. You know, for some of you guys who attended LA, I announced Kat as someone who's going to be a RevOps manager. She was getting paid a six-figure salary, and she didn't work out after a month. She quit. She couldn't handle it. We didn't onboard her well. We didn't qualify her enough, unfortunately. I don't want to make it about her, but I'm a little bit what's the word? I'm a little bit jaded and also scared to do that again, you know? And so even I have to work through that right now with my high performance coach on like what's next. And even though I've hired so many people at that level, at that role, you know, where it's like it makes sense, but it's just like for that specific thing, it's like it's so daunting. It's like relationships. If your best friend, you know, stops answering your text, like you feel some type of way. For those who are married in relationships, I'm sure you can, or have been through relationships, I'm sure you can relate as well. So when's the last time you set clear goals? What are clear goals? Hey, we're going to get 5 referrals this month. That's a clear goal for your team. We set out a referral initiative at Aerial Canvas. We trained on referrals. That was the priority for our team. We did a competition around it. We got 28 referrals in 1 month. I don't know if you guys value referrals, but Nima, I know you're all about referrals. How much is a referral worth to you, Nima? 1 referral in a year. What's the average client spend with you a year?
Each client, $2,000 on average.
3,000. 2,000. So let's do the math. You know, if you got 28 referrals in a month times 2,000, that's 56K of annual value.
Correct.
That's what we're teaching at the Revenue Accelerator. If you guys haven't signed up already, you know, it's at night. It's 7 p.m. EST, 4 p.m. Pacific. Most people should be able to make it. Move your shoots around early, you know, if you need, or just watch the recording. But we're gonna teach on how to add another 50K of revenue through these things that we teach over and over. But I said it in LA. I didn't even know. I forgot I said it. But it's just like basketball is easy. You pass, you shoot, you dribble. But dude, are you Michael Jordan at it? Is your team Michael Jordan at it? Because all these people tell me, oh yeah, we got that down. And then we do one audit on their business. We do like one secret shopper call and like they crumble. And I'm just like, bro, yeah, you got it. Like I can play against Michael Jordan on a basketball court. I don't got it, you know? So it's a lot of refinement, but when's the last time you set objectives and key results for your business? You know, and it can be a variety of things. It can be a new website. It can be transitioning to AI, whatever, AI photo editing, AI systems. It can be transitioning to a CRM or improving the CRM or using the CRM. Hey, we're only using it for email. Let's use it for the sales, like tracking sales opportunities. You know, that's an objective. All sales opportunities are in the CRM. Because right now, a lot of my sales opportunities are floating in my head still these days because I move quick. And so, but my team's on it, you know, and so let me ask everyone here, what is an objective? Hey, Adrian or Don, can you help mute Matt? Okay, there we go. I got it. There you go. All right. Thanks, team. Hope you're doing well, Matt. Sounds like you're busy with the kids. So what are some objectives? Do you have, like, I know the Partner Success Hub is not used as often as it could be for a lot of us. We're trying to consolidate tools. I know it's like a whole nother tool. It's in Monday. But it doesn't matter, dude. Regardless of the Partner Success Hub, do you have the 3 big objectives you have for quarter 4? written down? What are they? Are they specific? Are they SMART goals? Are they, specific, measurable? I forgot the ART. So, is there a timeline around it? Let's see. Let me look this up. SMART goals.
Attainable, relevant.
Attainable. Yeah. See, John, you know these, but do you have it? Attainable, relevant.
No.
Do you have 3 SMART goals? Who has 3 SMART goals here right now for their agency for quarter 4? Anyone? Just rip off your 3 goals, three objectives and key results you're trying to drive. It's okay. Okay, Soma, what's up?
Get AOS set up.
Okay.
And actually really dive into like sales pipelines and CRM marketing, because that's something that we've kind of dabbled in, but we don't have nothing that's set up that we can repeat and teach other people. So that's
Okay.
a huge one for us.
Perfect. Yeah, definitely get a little bit more specific with that. Like, get AOS set up and have all of our sales opportunities in it, and move 5 sales opportunities on that week through the pipeline to close. So your team and you kind of understand exactly how to use it as a sales CRM. That's great. Awesome. Who else has Matt, you raise your hand. You got a SMART goal? I think he has. Don't worry. I think he's with his kids. He might have pressed that button by accident. Anyone else have a SMART goal? If not, let's set one. Let's set one right now that we can add to your Partner Success Hub or add to your dedicated channel. So you can let us know. What's one goal you have? What's one goal you have going into October, November? We know it's going to slow down. We know we need to prep. We need to anticipate.
I've got some SMART goals, but I'm just looking at them now, realizing they're not time bound, and that's a big problem because it's been some projects that have been ongoing for a long time, and every week in our meeting we review them, but then we don't. We are not quite so inclined to set deadlines and stay accountable to them. So even just this conversation is a useful reminder of that.
Yeah, just put in ask if it's assigned to someone else on your team. Ask them when they can get it done, and then ask them to hold themselves accountable to it, and that they need to check in with you on that date if it's done or not. If I'm a terrible manager, so I'm trying to offload all those responsibilities and expectations to my team. Give them the timeline. Ask them when they can get it done. Ask them to report to you. Ask them to set up a calendar event to have that meeting with you about it. And ask them to message you, or maybe ask them to set 2 checkpoints up until that date to also check in with you and give you an update on maybe where they're getting stuck or what they might need help on.
One issue that I'm seeing as well with these 3 goals that we have is that 2 of them rely really heavily on me, which makes me the bottleneck because I'm a terrible manager as well.
Yeah.
And when it's left to me, I always get busy with other stuff.
So why can't you delegate it? Why are you the bottleneck?
Well, one of them is to do with a marketing campaign that we're preparing, and that one is because I'm a control freak. Well, actually, both of them are because I'm a control freak. The other one is reviewing. We haven't increased our prices in 3 years, and there's some highly unprofitable products that we need to increase the prices on, but also repackage. Mm-hmm. And so both of those things, I'm a control freak, and I kind of feel like I'm the only one who can. It's not that I have to do all of it, but I have to be the one leading it. I find it very difficult to delegate that stuff, but it's because I have a difficult time holding myself accountable to doing the work that needs to be done by me, and then delegating the subsequent tasks to other people. That's why I'm the bottleneck.
Yeah. That's amazing that you can identify that. That's definitely step 1. And step 2 is, vocalize that to, does Jenna know and does your manager know that you can potentially at least have her involved about that project and why you're not comfortable?
Yeah, and it's part of the issue is that I had a difficult time pinning myself down to collaborative work as well, like working with other people and having discussions and stuff. We have a quick meeting every week, and then everything else is completely sporadic. And again, I always find things that have to take precedent, have to be a priority.
Yeah.
But these are really important things, and so I need to get over that.
All right. Well, John, you might need to take a 5-minute break. Go to your calendar, block off the time, set the agenda, set the theme of the conversation. It's not a meeting, it's a workshop to get the actual thing done. That's something that Jenna or myself can help you with. You know, you're a diamond partner with us. I will happily sit down with you for an hour to workshop all of the pricing with you and help you break through some limiting beliefs. That's what I just did with Ishmael. That's what I just did with man, I'm terrible with names. A few other agency owners. So Kevin Schwartz at Elevated, we just rehauled his entire pricing. And so you need to block out this time and you need to add your team member to it. And you can just message them saying, hey, I added this calendar event to our calendar. If you're busy, we can always reschedule. So it's no matter what, it's already in a calendar. And worst thing that happens is you have to drag it into another day. But it needs to sit in your calendar. Otherwise, it's not going to get done. And so for anyone else listening, if you have an initiative of getting stuff done, Soma, yourself included, you know, put a block in your calendar right now. And there's actually tools for this, free tools for scheduling. But I like to do it manually. I don't think it takes that much effort because I live by my calendar. I look at it. If I don't get it done, I just literally drag it to the next day or drag it to sometime in the next week, whatever initiative I'm working on, whether it's the revenue accelerator planning for it or it's like planning for Cancun. There's always something on the calendar that's reoccurring if it needs to be reoccurring. And so you should have a couple more reoccurring meetings that aren't meeting for the sake of talking but meeting for the sake of doing with your team. Doing, training, getting stuff done. So I would highly encourage you potentially put 1 or 2 more doing time blocks that are reoccurring with your team, whether it's to go through your P&Ls or to go through, you know, like the order book of all your projects. Whatever it is, it needs to be like a routine thing. And that I think would transform how you work. Can you do that for me, John? Can I count on you to put it in the calendar?
I will do that, and I've just remembered something that really struck me from. I was listening to Modern Wisdom podcast when he had Alex Hormozy on, and one of the things that Hormozy said that I found really interesting was that he had some new guy, some marketing director or whatever it was, and he said that he worked all day with this guy on this one project and completed this project. He's like, okay, let's get on, you know, let's complete another project tomorrow. And the guy was like, whoa, like what are you talking about? Like I don't remember the details, but like
I know exactly what you're talking about. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's get together, work together. I think because working together in person is not always the most practical thing, and I find working collaboratively on Google Meet or Zoom very difficult. I think I do need to find some kind of rhythm, some kind of approach to do that, because it's like when I'm on Google Meet calls with my team, like meetings or whatever else, it's always like let's quickly get through this agenda and then let's go away with our action items. But actually working together on something, I consider myself a collaborative person, but I don't think that I have I don't have I'm not going to say I don't have the skills, but I'm not in a routine right now where I could get on an extended collaborative virtual or in-person work time and work together to complete stuff. So I need to figure out a way to do that.
I think it's just being okay with silence. That's the thing for me. It's like at first it's awkward to just have people like say nothing, do nothing, and just be clicking around. But yeah, just try it, you know, and try it out and block out the time and tell your team you want to try this. Because, you know, worst case scenario, you're like, hey, that was weird. And you just reconvene on why it was weird. And you just workshop through, you know, how you can do this more effectively. Adrian and I do it all the time. You know, recently we were rehashing the onboarding like thing, and I was talking to chat. I do this with my team, and my team can tell you about it. Like Don and Jenna, like on a call, like today we just we just added community guidelines. We were doing it on the spot. I was asking what they wanted to change about it. While I was on a call with them, I was talking to ChatGPT, and they saw me how I work with ChatGPT. So it's something that you just need to get in a rhythm of. So definitely look into that sooner than later.
Yeah, I had a luxury package that I was booked for on Thursday, and it just postponed. And so now I have the entire day on Thursday with nothing booked in until right now. I've just booked a 3-hour meeting with my operations manager. We'll do that.
Awesome. Yeah. Don't meet to meet to do. That's my new theme of life. Like I hate meetings that just talk about what we're doing. So, use your partner success hub if you can. Definitely is helpful for us to be able to help support you. And then assess your resources. Assess your resources. Look at I think we talked about this earlier. Look at your cash flow, look at your reserves, really have a plan, and also commit to a burn and investment. It's okay to burn. Aerial Canvas is committed to a 20K burn every month, November, December, January. But we have stockpiled over 100K easily going into the slow time of year. Before we used to burn like 50K, 80K. I told the leadership team, hey, I'm okay with the 20K burn. That's it. Everything else you guys got to figure out. And you tell the team we're spending money that we're not making right now. Anchor that. So also maximize training time. We talked about maximizing training time. Maximize your team and assets. Your team is there to make you money. If you don't know how to maximize them, don't run the meter, right? It's like driving a car around in circles, not knowing where you're going if you just pay your team and you don't know. And the only way you're going to do that is this, right? Does your team know about it? Everyone should actually, if you have leadership or management or some sort of people that help you with not just shooting, but actually working on the business, building your business, you should be looking at the OKRs, objectives, key results, in the Partner Success Hub together as a team, and assigning things and delegating things as a team, and asking your team, hey, who can help with any of these? I don't know what you guys are capable of. Is anything here something that speaks to you or you want to challenge yourself on doing? And then set smart goals, set a budget. Okay, I can budget you 10 hours for this. Are you going to be able to get back to me in a week? Cool. Now you know what your team's capable of. Heck, this is an amazing reminder to myself. Some things I don't do enough, I do it quarterly sometimes, but then I forget. But this is if you're going to be a great manager, realistically, you're looking at your OKRs as a team every 2 weeks, every month, and delegating stuff and assigning the timeline, because that's the only way they're going to be able to row in the same direction as what you want to build, right? Is actually lay it out here's the quarter 4 goals and plans. I have that somewhere. Let's see if I can just find it real quick. Aerial Canvas. Is this it? Hold on. Give me a second. Aerial Canvas. Vision. There we go. We called it the vision board. But yeah, my leadership team, every month they have this month is what they're working on. Each person has been assigned, and then their executive assistant, Valeria, is in here. They don't do it all themselves. They bring in their team that they want to help get it done, or other managers. And you can see quarter 3. This is actually a beautiful thing, an example. You should be able to go look, if you have a management team or team working on a business, you should be able to go through monthly, quarterly, and see what everyone got done. That's not your day-to-day moving projects through, delivery and shooting projects and editing stuff, right? This is how you're going to build a business. This is all the stuff we got done in Q3 of 2025. New website, top client engagement, increased referrals, social media deep dive. I don't even know what's half of these things, but anytime they're working on something that's not working in the business and working on the business, my management team is tracking. So at the end of each quarter, when they get their bonuses, because my directors get a 10% profit share, I look at this, I'm like, hey, do you deserve your profit share? What 3 big initiatives did you get done this quarter? And if they can back it up, and they're managing me, they're like, yo, I earned the profit share. I did this, and this. And you, at the beginning of the quarter, realistically, you should have a list of things you want done, and they can pick at it and they can put stuff in, and they can add stuff or remove stuff for the next quarter. Like, this is what all the stuff we got done in Q2 and all the stuff we got done in Q1 as a company. That's not your book a shoot, go to a shoot, deliver a shoot. It's actual working on the business. So for the only way you're going to have that is if you have an OKR board your team can all like look at. So use your partner success hub or use some version of it. Use a Google document. I don't care, but it's less colorful and less easy to track stuff. And then we have these things coming up that's going to help you work on the business, help you optimize a lot of your resources. We talked about it before. You have your partner success hub, you have your agency checklist. Those are 2 things you got to use if you want us to truly be able to support you. And then we have these done with you, done for you type trainings coming up. Adrian and Jenna will. Do you want to speak a little bit more about this, Adrian? Or does anyone have any questions around the PM Accelerator or Revenue Accelerator, like what they are? We've made a few announcements about them in the past.
No, just waiting for it to get us started.
Okay, great. So, by the end of this, in your OKR board, in your, you should write down all the things that you want to do. You want to redo your pricing. You want to make a better offer. You want to improve your website. You want to train your VA team on, asking for referrals and consulting. You want to send them, lay it out, everything that you want to do, and then start planning for each month. Put it in a bucket like you saw with me with quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. Do it November, December, January. What is the plan with your team? And then, get them a bonus for hitting these goals. You can tell your team, like, hey, if you help me hit all 5 of these goals by January, I'm going to get you all a $200 bonus or a $500 bonus. And you ask me how you can afford the bonus are usually already afforded by the job getting complete. We got 28 referrals from our referral initiative. That's worth easily $50K, $80K in annual. You don't think we can afford a bonus to bonus out, Sean and Fernando 10% of the quarterly profits? I can do that because they hit a goal that I know I made a bunch of money on. And so you got to do the same, and you got to make sure like your OKRs, maybe it's a 6-month break even or a 1-year break even. That's fine. You can still account for that, but there's still value in it, right? And you should always bonus something out if it's going to drive value. That new website, if your website sucks, that new website could easily improve your business conversions by 5%. 5%. That's a very comfortable number to estimate that it can help you improve by. I've seen it improve way higher, 20%. But let's just say you do $200,000 of business. 5% is $10,000. The value of the website is at least $10,000. If you budgeted $3K, $4K to get it done, and someone gets it done in a faster amount of time, bonus them out $500. That's how I look at business and I look at things. Right? Everything's a kind of like this. What's the budget? What's it worth? What's the value? In what time? When can I expect the ROI? All right. Hopefully this helps you adapt the framework you need to be effective at handling this next quarter. If there's anything you're stuck at or anything mindset related, let us know, as soon as possible. If there's money problems, let us know as soon as possible. If you need to cut hours, let your team know sooner than later, because it's just, you don't want to set up a bad relationship like that. That's like a friend canceling on you last minute on a trip. It's like, oh, actually, I'm not going. It's like, what? I planned this whole trip around you. It's the same thing with employment, right? You got to give them heads up. You got to give us heads up. All right, cool. Opening this up to a Q&A, and then we can wrap it. Does anyone have any questions on the slow season? Any concerns? Any worries? Any uncertainties? If you have money challenges, we talked about it. Cut as whatever you can cut. That's realistic. You know, you can't just fire your entire team. That'd be crazy because then you won't have a team for next year. But you know, set the proper expectations. And then line of credit is an amazing thing. Aerial Canvas has a $250K line of credit. We're never going to have to worry about money. If we, you know, I've seen a lot of companies, including Seattle, which I'm trying to open up a line of credit at, where there was a slower week and then all of a sudden payroll was tight. You know, it's just like, yeah, you don't need that. Line of credit is like a credit card for those who don't know, but it's like in reverse. It's like a bank account you can just pull money from, and you pay like half of the interest rate of a credit card. And you can use it to buy businesses. I talked to Soma about it. I was like, bro, just get the line of credit and put the line of credit to work for you. It's kind of like a bank loan. But everyone here should have, if you have overhead, a line of credit costs usually $500 a year. There's no reason you should not have a line of credit that can help you access 20, 50K. Don't burn through it like it's a credit card. You can just use it. It's not your money, obviously. It's money you can borrow, but you know, it's all about a healthy borrowing, right? Like, why wouldn't you borrow 10K if you know you can put that money to work for you? Or you could potentially, you know, have some breathing room. And I think the best thing is peace. Peace of mind is the most important thing on the line of credit. You know, when you don't have enough money for payroll or payroll's tight, you're scrambling. You're like trying to send money from Stripe or Square, like early payout. You're trying to borrow, like move some money around a bank account. It's just way easier with the line of credit. So everyone should have it. Don't use it, you know, unless you have a good plan with it, obviously, or you need it for peace of mind. We didn't talk about a lot of things, but like we already know, selling retainers is obviously a great strategy. I know we have specific workshops on selling prepaid retainers. Adrian, can we make sure that's shared as well in like the additional resources when we post this workshop? Cool.
Brandon, I just had a quick question about line of credit. So through Square, they offer, you know, a line of credit, and it's a little bit different than like if you were to go through your bank. Have you?
Yeah, it's the Square line of credit isn't. It's a business loan, and it's slightly predatory in my opinion in terms of like how much they charge. Yeah, I mean, the effective APY is like 30% usually. Because it's not a line of credit. Basically, they give you money because they know you're collecting money. And so let's just say they gave you 10K, just to make the math easy. They're going to charge a flat rate on it. They're going to charge a flat $1,500 rate. That's 30%. And then they're going to say, hey, we're going to take 10% of everything you charge to pay that back. But if you make $100,000 in 6 months, right, and they pulled $10,000 or 10% of that, which is $10,000 to repay back that loan, you know, and you effectively pay back 15%, you know, flat fee in 6 months. That means you've paid 30% APY. A line of credit is at like a 10% APY or 11%. It's way healthier, and it doesn't go anywhere. It's like a credit card. It's like a bank account you can always use. It's like your pops. You're like, yo, pops, let me borrow some money. I'll pay you back next month. Boom. You know, it's a healthy relationship. Line of credit or the loans from Square and Stripe, complete ripoff. I mean, I'll give you a better rate. I can give you a better flat rate. I'll just borrow against my line of credit and make money on you, and you have to sign sign your equity to me if you don't pay it back.
I'm good. But yeah, I was just curious because we're looking at options, and the Square one they make it so easy, but obviously, you know, they're
yeah, it's kind of deceptive in terms of like how they've like it's just like it's not a normal type of loan. It's like you pay back with your future, you know, payments, and you know, it's for certain businesses it's okay, but if your business is growing and it's, you know, like that just means you're gonna pay it back super fast, and It's just like the rates will be crazy. So don't do it. Cool. Awesome. Well, got time for 2 more questions. Whatever questions you have about anything around prep season or your business. Go for it, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm in the car. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. For someone who's at the stage where, I'm still solopreneuring it, looking to start building out kind of come spring, what would you recommend for me at my point for utilizing the slow season, like the highest ROI kind of system
Well,
or
two
focus?
yeah, two things, right? One, I know you're newer to the partnership, so definitely looking at things that are going to move the needle long term is like as early as you can invest in it, it's worthwhile. So I think I looked at this with you early on, but I don't know if your website needs an update. I don't know if your offer needs an update. Your pricing, getting pricing out of the way and having a really confident, pricing and offer is really, really good to work on right now, because that sets you up for everything else. Like if Ismail said it really well after he redid his pricing and it made sense for him, and there was like a very clear way for him to upgrade his clients between each package. It made his pricing that much more effective, right? So sometimes it is the offer, sometimes it is the business, the core business to make some tweaks on, because those have just crazy long tail residuals. When I say like long tails, like, dude, like I needed to touch my pricing for 3 years because I dialed it in, right? And some people like they're still like, oh, I only have 2 packages, and I'm just like, bro, like how are you gonna sell all the clients you need to sell with just 2 packages? It's not enough. It doesn't make sense. How are you going to serve a luxury client if you only have 2 packages and your best package is $800? So we can do a deep dive there, but high level notes, guys. Most of us have the team in place to handle twice as much work as we're expecting, if not more, during the slow season. I do think the best time to work on sales and partnerships and marketing and driving revenue is when it's slow. The systems don't drive revenue. Not as much. Sorry, Don. The systems definitely drive revenue, but like sales processes, partnerships, consultations, referrals, those things can be obviously enhanced with great systems. You got to be tracking your partnerships opportunities with a CRM. You got to be, making sure that your referrals maybe have access to a referral tool, like a loyalty program or a rewards program. I know there's one built into Tanamo. I know there's one built into Square. I think HD Photo Hub has one, right? When they refer you, they both get credit. Building those out, but leaning in heavily into sales, heavily into sales, right? Because it's the best time. Closing out some of these retainers, your highest paid agents, the agents that spent the most with you. Heck, they're not trying to pay another $50K in taxes because they made $1 million this year. Give them a reason. They're like, hey, you spent $40K with us this year. Do you want to, if you prepay $25,000, you're gonna get a bonus $2,000 credit. You're already gonna spend this money. This allows you to reduce your tax bill, so you pay less taxes going to, for 2025. And it also gets you way more that you can spend on your projects, or if have you thought about doing some branding content? Have you thought about investing in some like client testimonials to add to your website? I was on your website, I didn't see anything like that. That's all stuff that if you prepay for this retainer, you're gonna get, you can just use your bonus credit on that, and we can do two free testimonials, from two of your recent sellers or buyers that had an amazing experience with you. Who are they? Boom. Line yourself up with those types of opportunities, and that influx of cash is now working capital at zero. Yes, you're giving a little bit of a bonus, but I love advancing cash because it allows me to actually spend that cash on growth. Right now, you can use that cash to buy an entire kit, train out a creative specialist, and make another 20K a month. You just got to make sure you have the business for it, right? Or the business development side for it. And so that's what I would do. I would focus all my energy on content or on retainers, on dialing in on the training around sales processes. That's why we're doing the revenue accelerator. That's why we're doing the PM accelerator. That's why we have all of those sales trainings in place. It's the best time to double down on sales. Come January, that's the best time to hire your next key employee. Kyle, remind me again, did you end up hiring someone, or you're not hiring till January?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till January.
Yeah.
February.
January is the best time, guys. Don't hire right now. If you're thinking about hiring right now, it's awkward, you know? It's like trying to bring a friend to a bar that's about to close. You get one drink. It's just the same thing. You don't want to, because you hire right now, dude, it's gonna be November 1st in a month. That's the slowest time of year. You know, by the time you've gave them an offer, there's nothing to train on. There's nothing to do. So best time to hire is January. We've said this many times in the past, because you can prep the job description in December, sure, but January is when you put out the posting. You start interviewing. You can even work with Jacob if you want to focus on sales, and you're like, hey, this is cool, but someone else do this for me, and then hopefully make an offer by mid-February, or like no later than mid-February. They accept the offer. They're going to start training in March 1st, right? Usually if they have another job, they're going to quit. It takes 2 weeks for them to put in their 2 weeks notice. So ideally get the job offer out by February 1st, so they can accept it and start training with you on mid-February. And then you have, let's just say, a month of training. And so it'll be like mid-March, and dude, by April, your business should be rocking and rolling in terms of momentum. So hopefully that gives you a clear timeline of when to do that. But yeah, dude, all sales, all business development, all long-term, like, plays around marketing and improving your product and how it's perceived, branding. All right, cool. Awesome. Well, I'll take one more if anyone has one. Otherwise, we can. We'll be in we'll be in Slack. And yo, if you guys need someone to like whip you guys in shape, just set a meeting with your coach, put together a game plan, put stuff on the calendar. Really dive into some of our other workshops around like your purpose, your why, your North Star. Get clear on that, because I don't need motivation or discipline to work. I just work because my purpose is I want to create true financial wealth and freedom, which is I can work wherever I want, do whatever I want, whenever I want, and money is not an obstacle. And I love helping people. I love helping other entrepreneurs in this space. So it doesn't feel like work, but I've set myself up to be able to be in a position to have all those different qualities of my dream North Star like job, right? So cheers.
Good job, Brandon. That was a good one. That was really good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Brandon.
Awesome. Well, do the work, guys. Next time you meet with a coach, and Adrian, Don, everyone here, let's keep our partners accountable. Dude, there's no reason why it's not filled out by November 1st. It's slow. You have 23 hours every week. What are we doing? What are we working on? What is our team working on? What is our team? We need this. This is crazy that we don't do it. And it's something that once you build that habit in November, it's hopefully that's a simple habit that you go into each quarter with. So even when it's busy, even when you're on 5 productions and 3, shoots, great. We still have OKRs for this quarter for my team, for your leadership. So when they have an extra 2 hours, because there's some days where, my business partner and I see it, like, there's no shoots today. What are we doing? There's no excuse. Just look at the OKR board. There's all the things we need to be working on. Did you work on any of those things today? No? Okay. Is there not enough things there? Okay, let's put some things there. Boom. Right? You got to have a compass for your team. and yourself, and for us to help you, right? So you're like, I'm trying to go this way, I'm trying to go north. All right, let's help you. All right, cheers. Have a good evening, gentlemen, and looking forward to serving you, and connecting with everyone here more during those months, and seeing everyone in Cancun. Nima's going, Daryl's going. Who else? We got Tyler's going. John Reed, you're going too, right? Soma, you're the odd man out right here. Kyle's going. Kyle got a complimentary ticket for the sign up. He made a big investment in himself, so excited for you all.
John, you'll have to make sure you're on the same flight as us and Ground Air.
Oh, are you going, Daryl?
Yeah.
Oh well, okay. I'm heading out a day early. Are you going on the morning of the 17th or whenever it is?
We're going on Thursday, so.
Okay.
We'll miss you.
I'll already be there. I'll have a beer ready for you when you arrive.
Nice. See you there.
All right. See you there.
Same
Man.
with me,
Look
John.
forward to
I'm going down on the 10th, so I'll have a beer when you show up.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Brendan, is there any information about like booking an extra hotel night in the hotel?
Yeah, there is. I'll send that out this week. It's you. I'll answer your question right now, I guess. If you book directly through the hotel, that is fine, but you'll just be in a different room and you'll have to move rooms in the middle of the day, which is inconvenient.
It's not a big deal.
If you book through us, you'll get a slightly better rate. It's nothing crazy, and you'll get to stick in the same room, for the whole experience. And then you just have to fill out a form, and Victoria, our vacation coordinator, rental vacation, like she runs a kind of like a vacation company. She's our main point of contact for and liaison for the hotel, and she'll just help take payment and get the hotel paid because we're booking out like a block of rooms.
Okay, so you'll send information.
We'll send information. Don't worry about it. It's we have plenty of time, and you'll get everything within the next week.
Okay, sounds good. Thank
Cool.
you.
Yep. You're welcome. Talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
I'll